Hello, hello. Happy Friday, April 17th, 2026. And I guess it is a yay Friday, Ted, because apparently the Strait of Hormuz is totally open for business, baby.
Unlike
So much winning.
Pete Hegseth's, unlike Pete Hegseth's Strait of Hormuz, which was open, the fart heard around the world. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The fart? What? What?
There's yeah. So yeah,
hot mic moment.
There's a viral video of Pete Hegseth, very hot mic, hot ass, where he farted right before he started talking, and he does this sort of like
get
look
out.
Like to see if anybody's noticed. And Iran retweeted it, and they said the strait is open.
Get out. He made an audible fart
he did.
Mic?
He's a farty boy. Yeah. I was kind of surprised that they didn't refer to it in the awesome Pete Hegseth video that I sent you this morning.
Yes. They're just okay. We couldn't resist. Today had to be Fun Friday because there's just way too much really hilarious and awesome social media content, including a real fart, not a meme. Like apparently it's a real Hegseth fart. Yeah, but you know what? Remember when Biden had the alleged fart? I mean, do we know if that was real? I think.
I remember that.
I still don't know because I don't know.
Look, I'll say that I have a reliable White House source from the time who informed me that Biden was a farty boy. So,
and some of them are sharts. I'm sure. At that age, in your mid 80s, that happens. You lose control of the sphincter. Like it's a thing. It's a known.
No, for sure.
It's a known thing. I'm not making fun of old people. If you're lucky enough, you'll get to be mid 80s or beyond.
Is it known?
But it is a known thing. You lose sphincter control.
Like the book says, everybody farts.
Do they have a fart one, or is it just everybody poops? We should do a grown-up one. The elderly, everybody farts.
I guess it's everybody poops. I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
well, you're a long ways out from
poops, to the everybody poops community.
Ted. Your kid is in his early 20s. Mine's only 7. I got another one on the way, so I'm very familiar with this book. I'm not that far out from the everybody poops stage. So, Manchild asked, "Can you all play the video for us?" We are playing videos today because they're on social media. So even if we repost on YouTube, they can't really say anything because it's the platform from which we are playing the videos are all pretty much Twitter, I think. So a lot to get to, so many good ones. And Ted, I don't know. This is the new meme war. I think should be the new hot war. It's hot. Like Paris Hilton, that's hot.
Yep.
What do you say? I think we should move towards that.
No, I'm all for it. First of all, it's less dangerous. Nobody's killed.
Right?
Only egos are injured in this.
Ooh.
And
that can be bruising, though.
For some people who shall remain nameless, Donald J. Trump. But yeah, no, it's definitely the way to go, and it's far more entertaining.
I agree. The rest of us can get behind these kinds of war.
Yeah, look, done.
Seriously, the whole world can get behind like meme wars.
So let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Oh, and if you didn't know, this is the TMI Show, the Ted Manila Information Show. That's the Ted, Rall. I'm the Manila Chan. And we do it live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Fridays, when we just can't resist, it is Fun Friday.
Wait, so Manila, I got to ask, what's going on?
She's not coming. I want her out. I've said it. I've verbalized it. I put it out into the universe. I've prayed. I've talked to her. Last week, I mean, she was really, all the signs were there. And
So what's going on? Just got to wait?
she's being a stubborn little bee.
So she'll be coming around the corner when she comes. You just got to wait.
I guess. I mean, I really thought, because the start of last week, I had all the symptoms. Like, I mean, you guys have, parents know, but there are symptoms besides contractions. Ladies, you know. And then,
Wait,
the doctor.
This is the TMI show. Sure.
Well, first, more than a week ago, the doctor, did a digital exam and was like, "Oh, I can feel the baby's head right at your cervix. The baby's knocking at the cervix. She may come sooner." And I went, "Yeah, I can." Usually I'm unaware of my cervix, but I'm very much aware of my cervix right now.
Yeah, it's always weird when you have a body part that, like when I had a hernia and I was aware of my intestines. And like, you're not aware of your intestines normally. You don't want to be aware of your intestines. It's like probably I imagine the same is true of your cervix. I don't know.
This is like 100 pounds of, maybe more. I don't know how to quantify pounds of pressure or like PSI or something. But it's like
she's ready to blow,
just weighing down, and you're suddenly
blow.
Like, I have a cervix, and the doctor's like, "Okay, well, she's knocking right at your cervix, but you haven't dilated yet." And I was like, "Yeah." And I may never dilate because with my son, I never dilated. My water never broke. So those are not delivery signs, because not every woman does. That doesn't happen for every woman. It's not like the TV shows. It's not like that. So for me, I will just have to rely on all the other signs, such as loose stools or contractions, or
maybe that's
blood pressure changes.
Maybe that's what's going on with Hegseth. Maybe he's pregnant.
Maybe he's pregnant.
Because he could be a girl. He could be a trans woman. We don't know. I do think he's considered gay for sure.
I don't think so. He's super butch, and I think he has a lot of
the way he dresses. Man,
I mean, he's pretty, but that's because he's from TV. Because he worked at Fox, so I don't know.
He's a fox, all right.
Well, I mean, I don't. I've seen I've seen some bears, that came out of the military, and I don't think he's that. I don't. I really don't. I think he's straight. No. He's not a bear.
First of all, he'd be a bottom for sure.
If he were, oh my God, what is today?
He's a twink.
All right.
Hegseth's a Nazi twink. That's what the deal is here.
But yeah, the Iranians are also making fun of his, like Nazi chest tattoo and all of that, and it's on there. Everybody knows. That's one of the clues. All right, let's get to it.
I would say it's like one of the clues. Like when a dude has a Nazi tattoo in the middle of his chest. That's I mean, it's like he's like a live action political cartoon, like the old fashioned ones where they label you like the president.
I know.
The Congress. He's like that. Like
before we jumped on air, the Rumble Room was saying like, that we're living in real life idiocracy. And then Mr. Lee, a regular in the chat, says America has now become a combination of idiocracy and Team America. So spot on. I really think that's.
I mean, Team
America.
Obviously, I was just thinking about Idiocracy. Came out 21 years ago and was effectively kind of banned. It was never given a major theatrical release.
No. So good though.
Because it was considered insulting to the American public. The thing is, so in Idiocracy, which I've seen more times than I care to admit, it's.
Oh, I admit it. I own it.
The president, President Camacho, he is a he's a WWE guy and a porn guy. He is deeply concerned about the problems that afflict the society, right? They have a drought. and he is worried about that, and the whole plot revolves around like fixing that problem. Well, that's more advanced than the presidency that we have now, whether under Democrats or Republicans. What are the problems that face America today, right? Like the affordability crisis, healthcare dysfunction, unaffordable college costs, high cost of housing. None of these things are shitty infrastructure. None of these things are ever addressed by either party. They're not even talked about.
Right, by real life POTUS.
Yeah, real life president. Yeah, in other words, the idiocracy president is
Camacho
than the real presidents we have now.
Yeah, Camacho.
In other words, Mike
President
Judge was
Camacho.
an optimist. He was an optimist.
Yes, President Camacho.
I would vote for President Camacho over President.
Is way. Oh yes,
Harris.
President Camacho seems to be very impartial. If you look at it, I mean, if you really look at it, right? He didn't care about party. He just wanted to kick ass and take names and fix things.
That's right. That's right. By the way,
Rondo, baby.
Manila, man child. Thanks for the $1. The baby probably heard the record for just.
Thanks, Ted.
Sorry, and it's trying to beat it.
So I mean, I'm 39 weeks. Like she can come at literally any moment, and she,
Oh, more birth stuff. Fun fact from Arian Gordy. Thanks for the $1. Standing up is way healthier, easier, and less painful than giving birth in the normal way. Modern way was invented by a king in either France or England who liked watching the baby come out.
Really?
There's also the squatting kind.
Right? Yeah. I've heard of the squatting one.
I've witnessed
I'm not.
Squatting
Either
kind.
way, I'm not doing that anyway. Just because I never dilated, so I'm. It's a planned C-section, so it just my lady parts don't.
Did you go C-section? Did you do C-section the first time?
Yeah, I had to because I never dilated.
It's a regular thing. You could if you get pregnant when you're 55, you can put a zipper in there.
No. Just no. I pray I'm not one of those freaks of nature that's like somehow.
Yeah, they say once the oven is up and running, they start popping out. No,
man. Like I know I was a late bloomer, as a preteen, and everyone was, getting breasts before me, getting their periods before me, and I was a late bloomer. And maybe there's studies that show that men and women who were late bloomers tend to have a higher likelihood for longevity. They seem to age better. And according to this pregnancy at this late in age, at 45, is that part of it is your telomeres, the end caps of my DNA are longer. Think of it as like, when your shoelaces, they have the little tips, the little plastic tips at the end?
Yeah, those are called, no, they're not called
eyelets.
There's a word for that, though.
For the shoelace tip?
Yeah, I used to know this. The eyelet is the number. It's called an aglet.
Egglet?
Aglet. Aglet. It comes. It's a diminutive from the French word for needle, so it's aiguille.
Oh,
but
okay.
They used to be historically. They used to be made of metal, like brass or silver.
Oh well, there's some shoes that still have that. Well, so people
ones,
like
they
me
break.
They do. People like me, that are late bloomers, man or woman, they tend to have longer telomeres, which are the little end caps that cover that basically protect the shortening of your DNA, which is what keeps you young. And there's enough studies out there now with women like me who conceive older. We have we're 4 times more likely to live to be centenarians than the average person, than anybody. And we physically it's because we're physically aging slower than the general
it was
population.
Just because we're incredibly immature.
I think that has something to do with it.
And by the way, thank you very much for the $1 donation from P.W. Walker. Camacho 2028 bumper stickers are available at Amazon.
I think
let's watch some. Let's watch some of these things. Let's get this going.
Let's get going. All right, the first one. Let me pop this up there. because it's just kind of we're just doing it. We're just doing it. This one is for Pastor Hegseth, if you guys didn't know. Okay. So yesterday at his morning press briefing at the Pentagon, which I watched live while I was prepping our show. And then, so Hegseth goes into this, what I thought was a Bible verse, but then it sounded oddly familiar, Ted. And I stopped going to church when I was about 17, right? And right around that time, I was also really, really, really into Quentin Tarantino movies. So this has been about, 1997. So
yes, and Pulp Fiction, which is pertinent here, came out in 1994.
So my ears perked up and I looked up and I went, huh. So how about you guys listen? See if you recognize.
Prayer is CSAR 2517, and it reads, and pray with me, please. The path of the downed aviator is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of camaraderie and duty, shepherd the lost through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to capture and destroy my brother. And you will know my call sign is Sandy 1 when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
So the prayer is...
So, I heard when Pete said that, and I went,
that's familiar.
I feel like I've heard this a few dozen times.
Yeah.
And
although
as it turns out,
in its original form, delivered by a far more masculine presence than Pete Hegseth.
A far superior orator, Ted.
A far better actor.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're all actors. Let's be honest.
That's what I mean.
But but Samuel L. I mean, come on.
He's a god. Yeah.
Way better delivery. So Hegseth is now getting roasted for this. Okay, like this is Robbie is our resident Christian. Robbie
does not know Pulp Fiction.
No, but who is writing Hegseth's speeches? Like, why did they take this from Pulp Fiction and not actually look up Ezekiel or whatever they're fucking quoting?
It's a really good question, right? I mean, like, okay, so the Bible is available in countless editions online.
Mm-hmm.
I've personally referred to it more times than I can count. It's searchable. Annotated versions. I mean, you would. I mean, the only place you could find this fake Ezekiel thing from Pulp Fiction is in the movie, or in a screenplay. It's not.
There's nothing that says this in the book of Ezekiel.
Not even close. Right.
So where are they getting this?
It's really weird.
It's because they're making a mockery of Christianity. I mean, listen.
That was deliberate? You think that was?
Oh, look at his boss.
Do you think he did it to take the piss, or do you think he's just? I mean, first of all, I don't think he wrote it.
I think probably it was whoever his script writer was thought, oh, this is going to be funny. This is going to be cute. I'll just write it down. No one's ever going to know.
Oh, I think that's probably right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you think that Pete Hegseth reads the Bible?
No.
I don't think the man can read it all. So.
No, he can read a teleprompter. He's shown it on Fox. So
okay, so he can read at a third grade level. Good for him. The Bible needs a little bit more than that.
But somebody wrote that
for sure
in his teleprompter.
Yeah.
But my question is, do you think Pete is in on it?
Yeah.
You think the guy or gal that wrote it, are they in on it? Are they?
I think that they thought it was going to be edgy, and they thought it was going to be fun, and they're I think they're just trying to make him look like something that he's not, which is a buffoon.
Like you don't think any one of them really
there's another
believes
possibility
from
right?
the book of Ezekiel.
There's also the possibility. No, there is. I think that's a serious. So I think it's either what you said like before, either the script writer who's like Gen Z was like fuck Hegseth, I'm putting this in here, or like little Pete thinks that he watched Pulp Fiction, he looked it up from there, and he thought it was a real Bible verse section.
That could, yeah, I think that could.
And
be.
I actually lean more toward that. I think he's so fucking dumb. He doesn't know it's not real.
Yeah,
well, I mean, it very well could be, or it could have been whoever wrote it thought, okay, this is going to be a great line. It's really militaristic, which is what they're going for. The "Thus saith the Lord" line is great because if you read the book of Jeremiah, what God is telling Israel, specifically the northern kingdom of Israel, I'm going to erase you off the face of the earth.
Sure.
He says, "I will destroy you." Thus saith the Lord. I will smite my enemies, and he calls Israel his enemy. He actually issues a statement of divorcement against Israel, dissolving the covenant. So that's where a lot of this language comes from. What they're doing is that they are making a mockery of it, and these people, especially if they profess themselves to be Christians, they really have a problem because the Lord is also very clear: "I will not be mocked; I will repay." And so they're playing a very dangerous game here, if you believe that kind of thing.
Yeah, I hope if I were them, best case scenario, right now, Christians all around the world, no matter what denomination, Christians everywhere are backing Pope Leo right now, and everybody is pissed off. All Christians are really annoyed at Trump, at Hegseth, at the whole administration, because the administration hasn't come out and said, like for this thing, for example, they should just take the egg on their face and say, we mistook this as a real verse, blah blah blah. Somebody needs to eat crow publicly to make nice.
It should be Pete because he read it, but
I know, but he won't.
They'll throw a staffer under the bus. Yeah, I think he literally just doesn't know his Bible. And you know, I wonder if he thinks that a lot of other ahistorical things from Tarantino films are real. Like, so you know, we know Secretary Hegseth. We know you watched the TMI show, and we appreciate your viewership.
We do.
So, Mr. Secretary, I have to tell you, Hitler wasn't actually burned to death and shot to death in a French movie theater alongside of the rest of the Nazi hierarchy. Also, there was no bear Jew. That didn't happen. And also, there is no turn of events where Charles Manson is eaten by a ferocious dog in a swimming pool. That doesn't happen at all. And Sharon Tate did not survive.
Oh my God.
And
oh my God. Yes,
yeah.
that is not that world.
None of those things are true. Yeah.
And another thing for Mr. Secretary before we move on, I just wanted to show Hegseth versus Hegseth, because even Pete can't decide which Pete to be. I don't know if you guys have seen this one, but since the Strait of Hormuz is now open and oil be flowing.
I can't stand that little pocket thing, that flag, that pocket flag.
He always
thing
wears
he has.
it's
ridiculous.
So
it's
here's
bad.
Pete versus Pete. So we don't even need to fight Pete. Pete is fighting Pete. Here, listen.
To be clear, threatening to shoot missiles and drones at ships, commercial ships that are lawfully transiting international waters, that is not control. That's piracy. That's terrorism.
Yes.
Certainly Venezuela's taking notice of that, and it continues because two oil tankers, overnight, were seized by the United States of America, stateless or sanctioned, because the oil blockade, the quarantine of oil out of unsanctioned or sanctioned or stateless vessels continues. That leverage will continue as Secretary Rubio outlined. So,
as you've seen today, 2 more ships were seized. We are in the midst right now, and in fact, about to execute on a deal to take all the oil. They have oil that is stuck in Venezuela. They can't move it because of our quarantine and because it's sanctioned. We are going to take between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil. We're going to sell it in the marketplace at market rates, not at the discounts Venezuela was getting. that money will then be handled in such a way that we will control how it is dispersed.
So is that just them admitting the U.S. are now pirates?
It's him admitting he's a moron.
By the way, I want to know, Marco Rubio sounds like I could have sworn that was a watch the closing doors dong, dong sound.
Yeah.
Like he didn't look like he was on the subway.
Yeah, no, one thing, because I know that they watch this show. So Pete, I'm going to give you some advice here. The next time you decide that you want to quote the Bible, Psalm 139 is actually pretty freaking gnarly. If you scroll down to verse number 19, this is where it starts. It says, so this is Psalm 139, verse 19. Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O God. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men, for they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? Am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. That's the delivery that he needs. For sure.
That one's fitting. That one's much, much more fitting.
Well, than some fake Bible verse of Ezekiel.
Well, the Tarantino, you have to, I mean.
No, that's good. It's a great.
The Tarantino one is great. It's a great thing.
Yeah, in the context of the movie, it's perfect. Like Pulp Fiction is perfect. It's one of those.
And by the way, to
films.
be able to do something fake that good, that well, Tarantino obviously does know his Bible. You know what I mean?
Right. To fake it and make it sound so, it's so fitting, right? Like a vengeful God. So that, you know, but here's Pete admitting, like he in the first video, he defines what piracy is. And then in the next video, he goes and says, we're pirates. We're taking oil.
All right. What do we have next? Let's do another one.
So that's funny. All right, Robbie, I'm gonna send you to the back. Thank you.
Because I thought the main difference you were going to show here is just that one's in color and the other one is black and white.
No.
And I was like,
No.
Manila, we have to talk. Okay, all right.
No, it's just, are we pirates or aren't we? Are we shitting on pirates or are we those pirates? But we are those pirates, Ted. This one, I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's a long 5-minute video.
This one's fantastic. Yeah.
It's so good. It touches every freaking third rail you can imagine, but it came out over a month ago, Ted. And I followed it to the source, and I think it might be possibly an American
Who do you think the source
digital
is?
I'll send it to you.
By the way, I got to ask you. So these AI videos, okay, what do they use to make them? I mean, you know, it's like
I don't know what great software.
I mean, yeah, I want to know what they use.
It's I Can't Even Films. That's who originated this in March 18th, 2026. If you go to their I Can't Even Productions. Their AI filmmaking satire of current events. And if you go to their website, no, that's made with Seamlify? I don't know. No, it's just their Twitter, kind of like on a loop. But they're called I Can't Even Films. That's their Twitter handle.
Well, that could be anything.
It could be anywhere. I don't know. But it's an account that's been here since 2015, so they're not like a fake, you know, they're a real account. And they produce AI films. And it looks pretty awesome. So they must be like a Hollywood production company that's trying, you know, that's kind of ahead of the curve, because this is so well done. It's so well done. If you guys haven't seen this, they touch every third rail. Here we go.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows that the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows the fight was fixed. The poor stay poor, the rich get rich. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that the boat is leaking. Everybody knows the captain lied. Everybody got this broken feeling, like their father or their dog just died. Everybody talking to their pockets. Everybody wants a box of chocolates and a long stem rose. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that you love me, baby.
Charlie Kirk.
Everybody knows that you really do. Everybody knows that you've been faithful.
There's Erica Kirk.
Give or take a night or two. Everybody knows.
I'll just let that roll as we talk, Ted. Man.
Man, they go
Roger
after poor, not so poor Erica Kirk.
Yeah. Well, the Merry Widow, right?
Yeah, she's the
They're
very
like-
Merry Widow.
Everything in, they go after everybody in here. Everybody is in here. There's nobody in DC. There's Lee Harvey Oswald. I mean, everybody's
There's
in there.
JFK with Marilyn.
Yeah. Like nobody is spared in this video. It's a 5-minute weird little music video and kind of a catchy tune. I got to admit.
Well, you know that song.
No.
That's Leonard Cohen.
Oh.
It's a
didn't
very
know that.
famous Leonard Cohen song. And he's fantastic.
Oof. Diddy and Bieber.
I guess
Usher. Oof.
so. I watched the whole thing, and I guess
I did too.
So I don't want to lead the witness here. What did you make of it? What do you think the point of it is?
I'm still trying to determine what that is, other than just saying that all of these people are in on it and we're not. Maybe. Like, these are all, I don't know, are they all actors? Are they're in the cabal and we are not. This is the cabal. Bill and Hillary in the blue dress, like, I feel like that's what it's depicting, is every third rail, everybody, like, they know, and we're starting to know, but we're not really in the know. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. But they just touch on everything, that's all the hypocrisy, everything in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Like, for example, this episode, I forget her name, this blonde woman who was killed by the IDF,
right,
and protester in the West Bank. That was a number of years ago, and I'd forgotten kind of all about it. Basically, it's a combination of, like, totally everything you say, right? Like, there's dark forces at work that we're not aware of. There's corruption. It's about corruption. It's about it's sordid. It's about, basically, the country is ruled by nefarious people and forces. They are all in on it together. We all have this. Thus the song, right? Everybody knows the game is fixed, right? Everybody knows the boat is leaking. That sense of, like, unease that we as Americans have, that, like, this is a doomed, this is the feeling that I got when I visited the Soviet Union in 1989. 2 years later, it was going to be gone. And you could sense, like, there's hammers and sickles everywhere. There's statues of Lenin everywhere. You can stay at, like, everything's functioning. You're buying and spending Soviet rubles, but you can sense that, like, the smell of rot is all over. And you're like, did I know that, like, a year later, 2 years later, it would be all gone? Fuck no. But but the rot was just everywhere. And it's like you get this sense, like, this sort of sixth sense in deep in your core that tells you this thing's done. This thing's not going to last.
Oh yeah, I think that's the vibe here for sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like this is,
yeah.
There's just we're just at a different stage in empire.
We're on the way out.
I don't know what I'm looking at anymore in like. And I've been here. I got to DC in 2014, so it's been 12 years, and I can't even express to people how different of a town this is.
It's different. I mean, God, the first time I went was 1977 or 78. I can't remember which it was. Probably 78. And, I mean, was the United States a corrupt, horrible hegemon? Yes, it was.
Sure.
We had just gotten done
destroying
like Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia.
Right.
But the thing is, it was still like, you think about like the people who were senators, right? People like Bob Dole and William Proxmire and Ted Kennedy. They were colossuses compared to what you've got now. You visited the corridors of power. There was still a sense of majesty. Now it's a rotten clown show. I mean, I imagine that if you were in the Soviet Union in the 1920s, where things were moving and like making things happen, and it was like you felt like you were part of something big and growing. You don't feel like that now.
No, just in the 12 years.
By the way, that's Pat Tillman that's Pat Tillman shooting the gun there.
Yeah. Just in the 12 years since I've been here, and it was still the Obama years back then, there was still a glimmer of awe, I think is the best way I can put it, of like, wow, I'm in the belly of the beast. I'm in the seat of power. I have a 24-hour press access badge to Capitol Hill, right? Like I would wander the halls of the Hill, because when you have that badge, right? Like it's an all access badge. Like you mill around, no one's going to stop you. You're wearing that badge and you're good to go. And I would walk around and I would be in awe. I could be in the Dirksen building. I could be anywhere. I could wander around, and all I could think was just, wow, this is where shit goes down. This is where shit happens. Like people are putting together policies here. They're, people having meetings here. This is the seat of power for the world, because whatever the America decides, so goes the world. And it was that awe was still there. And over the course of 12 years, and I don't know, I haven't stepped into Capitol Hill proper in probably the last couple of years, but even like right before COVID, there was something almost sad and comical about being there, because just talking to the congressmen or women, the quality of the people there, the depth or shallowness of conversation I'm having.
It's a trough, right? Like, I mean,
it's so different than even just 12 years ago. And this is, I feel like when I watch this is that sinking feeling I get of like knowing that.
Hey, do we have any more?
Oh gosh, we have. Oh yeah, we have more.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
This is what it is. Like,
time is running short. Let's keep going.
We got 15. Oh, okay. This one. Hold on. This next one. Last week we were talking about the draft, right, on the show. Mm-hmm. Thailand just wrapped up their annual draft, and we were talking on this show about what do we do with all the trans people, right? And you and Robbie got into it. I mean, I don't really have. I don't have a sword in that fight. Wah, wah.
Although, so you say, but
but here in Thailand, the ladyboys, as they were, and that's what they prefer to be called. Ted, they don't make no mistake.
we should explain that, like, for people who aren't familiar, Thailand's ladyboys are trans women, and the thing is, they are I have to use the word best. They're the best in the world because they really, really look like not just women, but stunningly beautiful women.
Gorgeous.
They're not like the terrifying, 6'3" hairy trans bearded, like scary people that
the GameStop ma'am.
Sometimes we have
GameStop ma'am.
Yeah.
It's ma'am. Call me ma'am.
Yeah, or who look like
oh God.
Some of them look like the October, like the January 6th guy with the horns, the shaman.
Oh God. Yes, like I'm a ma'am. And you're like
I'm a cute girl. Like
okay. So for those who don't know, Thailand is like the epicenter of the most beautiful trans women you'll ever see.
The straightest dude in the world is going to be like tempted.
Yes, like I'm like I wish I was as beautiful as some of these trans women in Thailand. But here's the best part about them:
have any women as cute as these Thai trans women. It's true.
But my favorite part about the trans community in Bangkok is that they have no misconception of their biology.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
They will not try to make you call them a woman. Right. They do not believe they're women. No. They call themselves ladyboys because the vast majority of them just tuck between the legs. They've not done bottom surgery. The majority, not all, but the vast majority of them still live with their male genitalia intact.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else is lady, hence the term lady.
All right, let's watch this.
So watch this. Watch this, because the lady boys are not exempt from the draft lottery, Ted.
Viral outside a military recruitment center in Thailand. You are watching footage from Thailand's annual conscription lottery, where a group of transgender women known as angels are taking the internet by storm. Thailand's annual military conscription event is a highly anticipated moment for Thai men aged 21 to 26. Each year, they gather at local recruitment centers to determine their fate through a national lottery. Everyone receives an envelope, and inside is either a red card or a black card. Red means you've been selected for military service, while black means you're exempt. However, a new viral tradition has emerged within Thailand's trans community. While transgender individuals are still required to show up in person to the draft lottery, they can be exempt from service if they provide a gender reassignment certificate or relevant medical documents. Each year, trans women across the country head to recruitment centres to submit their paperwork, often turning the moment into a celebration, complete with photo shoots, proudly holding their certificates outside the recruitment centre. While it remains illegal for trans people to serve in Thailand's military, this annual tradition has turned into a powerful symbol of pride for the country's trans community.
Okay, so you heard that report. I don't know if since we're enacting the draft again, should we do something like that, Ted, for our trans community?
Well, what do you mean? Like give them exemptions for serving in? Well, they are currently banned by the U.S. Well, they're kind of not banned. Okay, so trans women are still subject to the draft. So if you were born male,
guy to girl,
your gender assigned at birth, as they say, that's what you are. That's determines under our extremely archaic sexist system that thinks of men as disposable and women as precious.
Sure.
Trans women have to go. Trans men do not have to go. So, like, you're born a female, and you decide to become a dude, or you do become a dude, you are not subject to the draft. In fact, you can't even volunteer. You can't even join the military. And if you're already in the military and they catch you, they'll throw you out. That's fairly recent. Trans people have served and served with honor for years before Trump came along. And then he expelled them and then ended a bunch of people's careers. So that's the way it worked. Yeah. So I guess the question is, do you mean should we have like a public like draft thing where everybody finds, because that's not how it used to work during the Vietnam War. And I remember this. I watched this with considerable dread as a child. Bear in mind, my mom was French, right? So I asked her, how long, when I was, 10, how long has the war been going on? And am I going to have to go? And she said, well, the war has been going on since before you were born, because from a French perspective, it had been going on since the 1950s. And so I was like, oh my God, my entire life. And I was like, well, am I going to have to go when I turn 18? She's like, yeah, you'll have to go. And so Sunday nights at 8:00, there would be a live broadcast that would interfere with like the beginning of All in the Family or whatever was on. And for a couple of minutes, they would go to black and white, because this was still filmed in black and white. And they'd be like, this is a live broadcast from the Selective Service System in Washington, D.C. And there'd be like these guys, like very conservative looking with crew cuts. And like, bear in mind, this is the early 70s when people were shaggy, with like skinny lapel, skinny ties. Like they all looked like, Robert McNamara. And they're like, they have a tumbler with 365 vials with a number from 1 to 365. They roll it around, and then they pull out, depending on how many they needed, 2 or 3 maybe. They pull it out, and they'd be like, all right, number 17. And then it would go up on the screen like, if you were born January 17th, 1950, whatever, you must report to your Selective Service office within 30 days. Kidding. And like, or then it'd be like, oh, number 364. If you were born December 30th, 1950, whatever, you must report. So they would do that.
They did that?
Every month. And it was a time of terror. Okay. Like absolute terror. I mean, it was literally like Shirley Jackson's The Lottery. Because, I mean, kids were coming back in boxes all the time,
Oh my God.
And then other kids were disappearing. Like I knew a guy up the street who he was older than me. He didn't die, but he vanished one day. Poof. And his parents were like, hey, what happened to little Johnny? And then a couple of months later, I see like there's a big at the post office down in Kettering. There's like a wanted poster for him, wanted by the FBI for draft evasion. And there's a picture of him, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my neighbor. He dipped and went to Canada. Bye. So
wow.
So it's hard to overstate how incredibly traumatic it was. I mean, nobody believed in the war by then. Clearly, we had lost. It was a meat grinder. It was cruel. It was we weren't wanted or needed there. We were the news of the My Lai massacre had all come out years earlier. This is after Kent State. I mean, it was a fucking fiasco, and it was still grinding on seemingly endlessly. So, I mean, but
they didn't do it.
They didn't do it this way. And I mean, look, if you're in the Thai army, unless you have like you're part of that little border skirmish with Cambodia, it's going to happen probably, right? So, I mean,
that's why some of the reaction
got a great military, and they have never been successfully invaded.
Right. And the laws there, apparently they don't allow the trans, if you had the bottom surgery. That was the caveat, Ted. Was only if you've done the snip, then you are excused. But if you have your parts, you could be a hot lady boy in uniform. You're not exempt. Only then, if you snipped, they would consider you female and therefore not part of the draft.
Right.
So, just something for the U.S. to consider. I'm just saying.
Totally.
Just saying. All right. Last story, Ted, is for you to read because it's a cat story, sort of. And you're a cat dad. Ted's a cat dad. His human kid is out of the house mostly. He comes home for a break. This one's a cat dad story, and maybe these people are too, Ted. So I'm gonna jaws it.
The pilots, from the sounds of it, seem to be having some fun. One pilot said over the radio, Meow. Second pilot responded. Air traffic controllers at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, it appeared, were not feeling feline. You guys, you need to be professional pilots. One air traffic controller appeared to scold. Meow, 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 meow. One of the pilots replied, roof, 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 roof. The other pilot barked. Audio of the exchange, which happened Sunday, was captured on the air traffic control radio app atc.com and shared widely online. Some commenters confessed that they too enjoyed communicating in cat speak, though usually to their cats and in the privacy of their homes. Others called it a moment of levity in an industry that's infamous for its stressful conditions, while some critics said they found the behavior in a live broadcast childish and possibly dangerous. The interaction appeared on air traffic control frequency on Sunday at Ronald Reagan National Airport, outside the nation's capital. A spokeswoman for an authority that manages the airport said they didn't have any information on the reports of the interaction, the identities or breeds of the pilots, and the exact circumstances of their flights were unclear.
Oh my God.
And the Federal Aviation Administration does not validate third-party recordings. But the agency said in a statement that it was investigating the reported interaction. Regulations prohibit pilots from non-essential conversation when below 10,000 feet in altitude. Conversations must be related to the safe operation of the aircraft, the FAA said, adding that it would investigate all situations where pilots may have violated any regulation. Commenters in online forums for pilots and air traffic controllers have in the past reported hearing meowing in some radio frequencies, such as the guard frequency, a channel reserved for emergencies. Meow, 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 meow. Anyway, some in the aviation world enjoyed a disapproving dig from one person who could be heard in audio of the interaction. This is why you're still flying RJ, the person says, in an apparent reference to regional airlines. Some pilots begin their careers flying for regional airlines before progressing to flying larger aircraft for major airlines. That rebuke was met with more meows.
I don't know. I'm not a nervous flyer. I've been on a gazillion flights as, traveling reporter. I would be fucking appalled if I found out that my pilot
was a cat,
was a furry or a cat person or whatever, meowing at air traffic control. Like, no, don't do that. I would say don't. No.
I mean, you're not very woke.
Acceptable.
I just have to say. I mean, your guilt. What you're talking about here is very serious. That's philophobia, and discriminating against cat pilots is not right.
I am.
I mean,
I am discriminating against the cat pilot community.
Cats have as much right to fly jumbo jets as you do.
I am straight
I think Clovis would be not only an excellent pilot with fine motor skills, but also very attractive and cute in his pilot uniform.
Didn't this article quote another like a dog pilot? And I'm a dog person. I'm still not okay with that.
Pilot too. Oh well, what animals are okay, Miss?
I'm not.
Fancy,
I want
Miss Fussy.
Yes, I'm a bougie passenger, and I want my pilots being human and speaking English, and preferably, they're the best when they have a little bit of a Southern twang. That's how you know. That's how you know I'll get a Miracle on the Hudson.
What was his name? Who's the famous there's a famous Texas test pilot, NASA test pilot who set the altitude record. Oh my God, I have to look him up because it's going to drive me crazy.
And he had the best accent.
So Chuck Yeager.
Yes, that's a famous name.
Yeah, you've seen The Right Stuff, right? That movie. So Chuck Yeager was a Texan dude, and apparently the lore, I don't know if this is true or not, but the lore is that he kind of had this sort of Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck. This is Captain Ted Rall. We'll be taking this bird up to about 34,000 feet. Then we'll be making a left turn over the upper Mohawk River basin, where we'll then kind of cruising on down to about 10,000. Might be a little bumpy. We'll ask you to buckle up at that time. In the meantime, please sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, and we'll be right with you with that drink card.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's the guy you want, because if shit goes down, that that guy's head is on straight. He's not laughing and giggling and going meow 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 meow. No, or going roof roof. Like, what kind of weirdo? If that's what you're into and your kink, I'm all for people having their. I don't know what happened to Ted, but see the pilot gods, the air travel gods got Ted. See that? See? They dropped him. They dropped Ted. Dropped Ted right off the airwaves. See? That's what happened. Ted just got booted off the airwaves. I didn't do it. I'm just saying, because you've got people's lives in your hands, and I'm not even a nervous flyer. There are people who are super nervous flyers. I'm going to pop Robbie on there. There are people who are a lot more nervous flyers than people like me that are like, whatever, like, it's in God's hands. If you go down, you go down. Ain't nothing you can do. Like, I'm that person. So I'm like, okay, but there are nervous flyers. And if these people, if this is in the New York Times, so if more people got wind of that they have fucking pilots meowing at air traffic, at air traffic control, who are the air traffic control guys. There's not enough of them already. They're working on like no sleep. And you have fucking pilots that are just having shits and giggles with them. Oh no. Like, no. This is real shit like that you're doing. You're not making meme videos. You've literally got people's lives in your hands. Like, this is no. Just no. Hard no.
So here's how I'd push back on this, because I've worked in emergency rooms, I've worked in ICUs. I've never been a pilot, but I have been in plenty of really stressful and difficult situations. And honestly, having that kind of sense of humor, it helps. It's actually a big coping mechanism. So if my pilot was on there and he was communicating with another pilot and they decided to stop meowing, listen, I have no problem with it. I would laugh my ass off, because it does two things. One, it shows that they're not about to crack because of stress. They're actually having fun. Second, if I was the air traffic controller and I'm doing all this crap all the time, if I had a pilot that was doing that, no, I would laugh my ass off. I would love it.
No, because here's the thing. Like I said, the ATC guys are already like spread thin. There's not enough of them. They're exhausted. No, they're exhausted. Yes. And when you're the true way the neuroscience works is when you're exhausted, you have no sleep, and you're working like 17, 18-hour shifts because there's nobody to fill in for you. Your brain cannot process even additional random noises. You need the most basic things to just go on with your day. And that's how this shit, and this is happening at DCA, where just literally last January in 2025, we had that horrible wreck between the Army helicopter and a commercial flight.
Well, it's because she knows what she was doing. She's flying too high. I mean, that's what happened.
Maybe she was meowing. I don't know. So
I don't know. I mean, but listen, I mean, seriously, honest to God,
from someone, a lot of people don't want to hear that. That pilots are meowing at air traffic control. That's
no, they're human. And whenever you're that stressed out and you're tired, laughter is actually one of the best things that you can do to combat that stress. It doesn't matter if you're working in an emergency room or you're shorthanded and crap's just stacking, or if you're a pilot. Agree.
But it's one thing for the pilots to do it amongst themselves. I think it's another to do it at ATC when ATC is like ordering a command or giving you instruction and you respond with a meow. Yeah, oh my God.
They're trolling them 100%. Listen, I have no problem with this at all. If I was a passenger on that plane, I would go up and I would bark at my pilot in dog speak, thanking them for not being a walking hemorrhoid. Honest to God. Because one thing, you know my sense of humor. I have a very dark sense of humor anyway. I guess it's probably the reason why I married a very dark woman. But to take it a step further, honestly, someone who's able to laugh, that's someone that's probably not going to be like that Indian pilot who decided to commit suicide and take everyone with him.
Wait, so, Indian pilot? I thought it was a Dutch pilot that took the plane. He crashed into the side of a mountain.
Well, I mean, it's happened a few times. Like that flight that went missing over the Indian Ocean. Was it Indian or Indonesian pilot? No, the Don Lemon was like, oh, it got swallowed up by a black hole.
Yeah, but that. Oh yeah, I don't. They were some sort of Asian islander.
Yeah, South Asian. Well, anyway, regardless, if you're able to laugh, if you're able to laugh, especially air traffic control, you're less likely to take a hitter that way. And if then they say, well, this is why you're so flying regional. Listen, kudos to that guy. It's like, you know what?
That's a dig.
No, I enjoy my life. I'm making enough to pay the bills. You're the schmuck that's working 18 hours a day. You're not getting laid and you don't know how to laugh. Meow to you too.
I'm on team air traffic control on this one. That's a job where you got to keep it professional. I got to say. I'm just saying. All right. We don't have a TED. Do we have any more housekeeping to do before we say goodbye, like an ad or anything?
I can do an ad. We're also, because we got to do the 5 TMI raids for this month. So we're going to go
we're going to raid
by gaming after this.
Okay. That's the housekeeping we're doing. We're going straight into Putinbot gaming after this. You're home alone, so you might as well.
Me. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because the wife is down in Atlanta. Yeah. Matter of fact, yesterday, I don't think I told you this, was Kizzy, her mom, she had 3 strokes and it's given her a touch of dementia.
Oh.
And so she's getting really confused and stuff. And so day before yesterday, I was talking to her on FaceTime and I was like, hey, Mom, do you remember who I am? And she's like, of course I remember you. You're my son-in-law and my favorite white person. And so, hey, that's the important thing. But now I've got the ad. I'll go ahead and throw it up right now. I'll just go ahead and read it.
Okay. Now I'll read it or else we're going to be here forever.
It's fine. I ain't going to post it for you, so I'm going to read it. But if you listen, if you're able to if you've got this memorized, go ahead. But I got the script.
Are you doing another? We're doing coffee?
Yeah.
At the end of the show?
Correct.
Okay. Do coffee.
Some have tried 1775 coffee. Now is your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped. Only 1,000 units. We're getting the bold, dark roast that hits hard, the smooth, medium roast, and the Vitality Mushroom Coffee for clean energy and laser focus, no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin-free, and mold-free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. A frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions. I do with politics. She's a Democrat. I'm not. And a black 1775 tumbler. $170 worth of coffee and gear. Yours for $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble. Whatever's actually worth it. Spoiler it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio. Grab your starter kit for the gone, bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. So that wasn't so bad. Was it? Was that bad?
There'd be the coffee. There be the coffee. Maybe Ted needs some coffee because maybe he needs the mushroom one because I don't know. He didn't hop back on, but anyway, he had to go anyway. So that does it for us. Stay tuned for Putinbot Gaming. Help Robbie's channel out. Give him some views, even if you're not into gaming. Just go check it out. It helps.
Just say hi.
Yeah, just say hi. Drop a hello, and that's enough to help. That's it.
Sure.
So have a great weekend. So many awesome memes for everybody to look at this weekend. We just gave you a taste of a few. They are, man, those Iranian, I guess you can call them troll farms or whatever the hell, they are cranking them out and they are lit.
Oh, for sure.
They are good.
I would love to know what software. I would love to know what software it is that they're using because I would steal it. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. That's the thing. Like, remember, as much as Trump wants to say Iran is some backwards Middle Eastern country in the Stone Age, they're not, because they have like nuclear physicists and scientists and advanced technology, drones and all. Like, they're a real country with real science and real university and
for sure,
and real software, as you can see from their memeing war. They are excellent. Excellent. I'm dying to know, like, how are you all making the music, the beats? Like, what kind of software is this? That are you making the lyrics? Are you putting in prompts, or is your AI making the music? And I just have so many questions for.
I can answer that question because I can answer that question. I analyzed the audio. They're using a program called Sumo, SUMO for that. So
that's for the music.
Yep, I was able to lift the metadata for that. But as far as the actual video, I don't know what they're using.
So that might be their proprietary thing.
Yeah,
their AI. Could be. I don't know. But have fun watching, everybody. Stay tuned. Putinbot Gaming. Adios, amigos. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Bye, Robbie.
Bye-bye. See you Monday.
See you Monday.